Okay, I hope you're well this week. So last week we talked about finding a center, and uh, I did an exercise with you, and the goal of the exercise was to, within yourself, be aware of your thoughts, feelings, emotions, and find that awareness, that find what's aware of those. What I want to cover this week is, what if you lose that connection with center? How do you find your way back? So this happens every day in meetings, when you're with people that trigger you, and when you're thrown off by the external world. All right, so let me share what I'm thinking about. It's taking a while to come up. Okay, so here's the thing, is let's first of all get a sense of what this is. We know that there's a part of you that is just awareness. All right, it's not your thoughts, emotions, or sensations. Talked about that last week. Where we find it is through relaxation, and that feeling of going into our center. Okay. We talked about this center as the basis of creativity, finding purpose, and reducing noise. Okay, so it's kind of when our brain, our being, is stronger than our brain. So when you then go out into the world, so let's say that in this experience, we were able to find our center alone. So that's sort of step one. We can do it when we're by ourselves. Step two is to then be able to do it in experience. What do I mean by experience? I mean, you're out in the world interacting with people and things. Okay. So what's the challenge about this? The challenge is that most of us get triggered. What does triggered mean? Triggered means that our energy inside is negative. So we're triggered by a person, an event, or it's actually a thought. Sometimes it's not actually directly something happens, just a thought comes into our mind, and that triggers us. So I just want you to now think about a time just recently when that's happened to you. You've encountered someone, or a thought's come into your mind that's created negative energy. What usually goes with negative energy is a negative thought. When I say negative, I mean something we don't like, or a negative emotion. All right, so we're in this state. We're in a negative emotional state, negative thinking state, being triggered by something out into external experience. The day before, we had this magical experience of just finding our center, being relaxed, feeling creative. So if we think about the purpose today, it's to find our way back. All right. Now, what we don't do, so let's talk about finding our way back. What we don't do is we don't fight. We don't fight the experience. We don't fight the negative emotion. We don't fight the negative thought. This is bizarre, but actually we accept. And we actually go deeper into the experience to the point where we aim to learn from it. So if you don't learn from experience, if you do these things, which is that instead of accepting them and working with them, you actually try and resist them, or you bury them, or you try and control them, you won't learn from it. And what will happen when you don't learn from it? You'll store it. Right? Because your brain, the energy in your body will actually be trying to do the learning. What can I learn from this? What can I do from this? So to find our way back, we actually aim to relax and learn. And accept. And ever so slowly, the thoughts, negative thoughts, emotions start to dissipate. And we can find our way back to the center. So just some coaching or actions, some guidance around putting this into action. It takes practice. It doesn't happen slowly. So you got to be patient with yourself. But believe you me, it works. So just to summarize, the first week of this program was about finding a center. Second week is about recognizing that experience throws us off and creates negative states and sensations within us. And part of the practice is to find your way back. We don't find our way back by trying to control, resist, or vary what's happened. We find our way back by going into it and aiming to learn from it. And in that way, we can let it go. Once we've let it go, we can find our way back to the center. I hope that's been useful. Love your work. See you next time on The Reason and the Road.